So most people think GTA 6 is just going to be GTA 5 but bigger, but that's not actually what Rockstar's doing this time. GTA 6 has been built very differently from the ground up, and once you see why, you'll start to realise that this isn't just another game release. What you're saying, everyone? I hope you're good. So today I've got GTA Infinity with me, and together we're breaking down exactly what GTA 6 is really shaping up to be. So let's get into it. Built to last, not just to launch. So firstly, I just want to talk about what's going to be very clearly Rockstar's goal with GTA 6, and that's not just building a single launch product. GTA 6 dropping as a story-driven single-player experience is basically the hook. That's what's going to pull everyone in. But once millions of players have got this game installed on their consoles, that's where the real long-term plan can begin. So when GTA 5 launched, Rockstar could never have predicted what it would eventually become. Literally no one could, and it turned into an absolute behemoth. But it wasn't designed that way from day one, and you can really feel that now. GTA Online grew into something massive, but it was built on foundations that were never meant to last this long. So the systems had to be forced to stretch, and updates just always felt a bit bolted on. And that's where I feel GTA 6 is going to be different. This time, the foundations are clearly been built with longevity in mind. The systems feel like they're going to be designed to evolve from the beginning, to be changed, updated and upgraded over time. And I don't think Rockstar's locking anything down permanently. Everything feels like it's built to adapt as the years go on. And what's going to be really interesting is how quickly Rockstar tries to shift the players from single player experience into the online side of the game. Because from the business point of view, that's absolutely what they're going to try and do. The story pulls you in, but the platform's going to be what keeps you there. And honestly, I'm pretty confident that the foundation of this game is going to be strong enough to support it for a decade. And this doesn't feel like something that's going to age quickly. And so with that in mind, I'm just going to pass you over to my very special guest, GTA Infinity, who's going to have a quick talk to you about GTA Online.
What's up everybody, thank you to Rockstation for putting me in the video. The next part we're talking about is how GTA Online changed Rockstar's priorities. And first of all, it changes how they make games. The billions of dollars that GTA 5 Online has made turned into Rockstar being able to create a much more expansive world with Red Dead Redemption 2 and of course GTA 6, but it also means that the games take way longer to make. And it also really changed their mission design approach and kind of reverted it back almost to Grand Theft Auto 4, but in a worse way. Because in GTA 5, when that story mode came out, they really improved upon the mission design, where it's way more cinematic, there's way more stuff to look at, and way more variation overall throughout the missions that you do. Now in GTA Online, it kind of goes back to drive here, kill some people, and go back to give the loot to Gerald, for example, which is kind of what GTA 4 was. And the way that it's worse is because you now need to go across the map for some missions, and all you do is kind of drive. Now they do fix this in terms of the heists, which are a cool change of pace. That is a combination of a bunch of missions that you can do, including those setup missions, but even those setups are kind of generic. So I do hope they change this in GTA 6, and I am a little bit worried about this because why would they change it? They're making billions and will continue to do so, so we'll have to wait and see. Back to you, Rockstation.
A world designed for expansion. So this is where things get really interesting for me, because the whole idea of GTA 6 being a platform only really works if the world itself is built differently from the ground up. So traditional games are basically closed systems. You play them, you finish them, and that's it. The map feels complete, systems feel locked in, and anything that gets added later usually feels bolted on rather than natural. So GTA 6 definitely doesn't look like it's been built that way. And from everything we've seen so far, the world feels a lot more dense, more reactive, and far more flexible. The interiors, the NPC behaviour, dynamic events, it all feels like it's been designed with change in mind rather than just going to stay static. And this isn't about having a bigger map, it's about having a smarter one. So a world where Rockstar can add new content without it feeling forced, where new locations don't suddenly appear out of nowhere, but feel like they were always meant to be there. And then these systems can evolve, expand, and layer on top of each other without breaking that immersion. And if Rockstar want this game to last a decade, the world has to be able to grow organically, like new locations, new interiors, new mechanics. All of that needs to slot in naturally without the map feeling stitched together or patched up over time. And that's the exact impression that GTA is giving off. Everything feels modular, like it's been designed with this change in mind. Like Rockstar's finally building a foundation that can be expanded, upgraded, and evolved without needing to tear the whole thing apart a few years later. So this is feeling like it's not a map you're going to finish and move on from. It's feeling like a world you can settle into, one that grows alongside the player rather than resetting every generation. And that makes a massive difference compared to how games are traditionally designed.
The next point being GTA Online not being just an add-on anymore. If anything, the story mode of GTA 6 will kind of be an add-on to what you will get eventually with online, which I feel is a little bit sad because it basically replaces what the games used to be into this new online multiverse thing, but it also brings a lot of cool opportunities with it, and especially when roleplay comes out and you'll be able to interact with other players a little bit more. Instead of now in GTA 5 regular online, you kind of just do missions on your own, or sometimes you go in with the randoms to play as a squad. And what I really want Rockstar to do is bring the charm back of the story mode but put it into online, because it just feels a little bit empty with GTA 5, especially because your character is a mute. It doesn't talk or have any sort of interaction with whoever is talking to you or interacting with you in the cutscene of GTA Online story mode missions. So let's just hope they do it the right way, but I have faith that it's gonna be a great game.
Player behavior becomes the content. So this is where things start to change compared to traditional games. So normally the content's completely developer driven. You've got the missions, the objectives, the set pieces and the scripted moments. And once you've done them, that's it. You finish the content and usually just move on. But when a game's looking at being more of a platform, that model just doesn't really work anymore. So instead of Rockstar having to constantly create new handcrafted content, the players themselves start becoming the content. And GTA 6 looks like it's definitely leaning into that direction more than any previous game. And already we can see from the trailers that the world feels reactive, NPCs seem to respond differently, and situations seem like they can escalate instead of being fully scripted. And just looking at some of those patents filed by Take-Two can give us a sneak peek into some of this. And it's looking like small moments are going to spiral into huge things just based on how the player interacts with the systems. And that means a lot of the most memorable experiences won't be from missions designed by Rockstar. They're likely going to come from organic things because of player behavior, and that's huge for longevity. Because if the content's created through player interaction, social dynamics, unpredictability, the game doesn't rely on constant updates to stay interesting, and that's how a platform can survive long term. And it's not about finishing every single thing that Rockstar put out there. It's about just logging on and seeing what random chaos and what things are happening on that specific day, and then the next day it could be completely something different. And if GTA 6 can really deliver on that level of depth, it explains why Rockstar can afford to think in terms of years instead of months.
And the last thing to talk about is longevity over sequels. Now, we already know GTA 7 is never coming out, or in like 40 years. That's kind of the meme right now, right? But I do think we don't really need a GTA 7 if GTA 6 is just gonna go on forever and introduces new map expansions, which will come with potential story modes that introduces that new world. Imagine you have GTA 4 and Liberty City making a huge comeback, and you can introduced through a story mode, which also is kind of an early access in disguise, because they're gonna want to test the map and have, you know, regular players like you and me find some mapping glitches that they can then fix before they put the map online. This is something normally they probably wouldn't do due to the sales of GTA 4's DLC not performing as well. But now when you put FOMO into the question, people want to play that map as soon as it comes out before it drops on online. And you can basically do this forever with GTA 6. Bring out new maps, new heists, not just maps that we've already been to before. Introduce new cities or new states even. Go back to London, put in Japan, and bring us new characters and new stories that gives us that first initial vibe and feel we need to have for that place we will visit eventually in online. Thank you to Rockstation for having me.
So there we go. Huge thank you to GTA Infinity for featuring in the video. You're an absolute legend, mate. Make sure you go and subscribe. And GTA 6 doesn't feel like a traditional game release because it definitely isn't trying to be one. It's going to be a long-term platform built around a living, breathing world with evolving systems and player-driven experiences. And I think this is why expectations are so high, not just for the launch day, but for what comes after. And GTA 6 isn't going to be about finishing that story and moving on. It's going to be about settling for something that's definitely going to be designed to stay. And that's why already GTA 6 feels different even before we've played it. And you can really see that Rockstar isn't just releasing another entry in the franchise. They're redefining how long a single world can matter. But let me know what you think. Do you see GTA 6 as just a game or something bigger? And you can catch me over on X, Rockstation on X. And I just want to say a huge thank you for 9,000 followers over there as well. Really getting close to that 10,000 mark. So thank you once again. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you for the next one.